Guys, my name is Michael and welcome to a new GTK tutorial. I wasn't supposed to make this video because I thought that it is enough for you to show you that with a callback function where you basically work with two objects. I showed you a way about how you can work not with just two but with four objects. Like this, in this case we were working also with the entry child of the revealer, and at the same time we're working with the label child of the revealer, or better said, with the label of the button and the entry of our revealer. And maybe or probably some of you thought that this is everything you can do. No, there are so many things you can do and so many other objects you can access just because of those two objects, which you use them as parameters, like in our case the button and the data. And just to be sure that you understand, I'm going to introduce you a new function today. So we are going to make the things much more crazy. GTK, the function which I'm talking about, it is called GTK window list top levels. That's very interesting. And this function says it is a function which returns a linked list, takes no parameter, and says returns a list of all existing top level windows. The widgets in the list are not individual references, so if you want to iterate through the list and perform action involving callbacks that might destroy the widget, you must call GTK whatever. Okay, first and then on reference, whatever. So what do we know? We know that it says returns a list of all existing top level windows. What exactly does this one? Let me show you. I'm going to copy this function. Like you see, we need to declare a linked list, and I'm going to do it right now, right here. And this is very crazy, guys, which what I'm going to show you right now. And let me use whatever list, okay? And we are going to point it to GTK window list top level. You see, we have no parameters to pass here, which means we are not depending on the button and the data right now in this context, isn't it? No, because we already need the top levels windows, which is very important. How you do it? Just like we did normal your linked list. For example, we are going to use a while loop right now, and I'm going to say while list because it's there, it exists when we can take it. And now what do we need? We need to say list equal to list and of course next. Okay, now this is the way how you iterate your linked list. You already know it. You don't want to learn that right now. This is the thing which you need to, the basic thing which you need to provide to iterate through a linked list. Okay, the linked list itself, it has information. So the list inside has three variables. Let me show you list, and as you can see, it has a data, next, and preview. We are going to work on with data right now, so we need to get information about what the data inside has. Now for this we are going to do something like this. Because we are iterating the list, I'm going to say now if GTK is, oh, you know what, no, you know, I'm going to do something much more crazy first. So g print, I'm going to print the data. So I'm going to say data, it is 1% s, and GTK widget get name, just to see what exactly has the list data there inside, so that you understand better what I'm trying to do. So we are going to iterate inside the linked list, which we get it, to see what exactly it is inside this list data. Let me compile it and run. And then we are going to move where I want to go. So I'm going to click the button, and bam, what you see here, we have two top lists, the tooltip window and the GTK window. Bam, we have GTK window. If we have GTK window, we can use it, we can take a benefit of it. So for this, watch what crazy things I'm going to do. GTK window, I'm going to declare a pointer of the GTK window type. I'm going to call it window, and now I'm going to remove this part right here. Even if I know that the window is there, I'm going to check which one it is and I'm going to use it. So if GTK is window, and I'm going to pass the list and the code data, so because this is what I need. I'm going to say break, because if we find it, we break it. We break the loop. We don't need to, it doesn't need to proceed anymore. So after we find it, before we break it, we are going to point our window to our list data pointer, and basically we are saving the information from the data inside our window, which is a GTK window type. And now guys, because we have it, we can use it, and for this I'm going to call the GTK window, where is set title? Yes, I'm going to call this function, which you should already be familiar with it. GTK window set title is the function which basically sets a title for your window. So for this I'm going to go inside the revealer. So if GTK revealer is false, which it is, after we set it to true, we are going to say GTK window set title, and of course we don't need to cast because we already save it as a window. We just pass the window and the name which we are providing it for the window. It will be of course click to hide, because we are showing, so we need to hide it now. And because we are hiding it and we have this information, of course we do again here in the else statement where we are going to say click to show. Now what exactly we did here before I compile it, we are calling the GTK window list top levels, and we save it in a linked list. Once that we have it, with the help of the while loop, we are checking if one of those informations which are stored inside this linked list, one of them it is a type of the GTK window. If it is, then we save this information which is stored in list data to our window, and then we have basically our GTK window, which I need to set it by the way to null, just to be sure that you don't use let me show you something. You will see in a second. This is very important for you to understand it. Okay, so because we find this information, we put it inside the window. Once that we have it, we can safely call GTK window set title on it and put some information inside it. Now what's happened with the story here? What happens if we don't set the window pointer to null? Let me compile the one. My compiler, it is enough clever to inform me that window may be used on initializing this function. So basically if something goes wrong, I'm just calling this function right here on GTK window pointer pointed to nothing. So just to be sure that if something here goes bad, to not make too much checks against null and so on, once that you set all those things inside your linked list and you are 100% sure that it's working, then work with it. If not, just let it point it to null. Okay, now let me compile it and run it. And now watch, we have the GTK Revealer, which is the title of the window which I choose to have it for our program. We can check it of course here where we were creating our window in the main function. Our create window function takes its last parameter, which is the GTK Revealer, sorry, which is the name, the title, which was set basically by creating the window. So now when I'm going to hit the button, click me right now, it's going to give me a title information. And as you can see, it says click to hide. Hide the entry, click to hide. I'm going to click again and says click to show, show the entry. You see, and works fine, guys. And as you can see, let us check again how many objects we are setting, or we were making changes on them through the help of the GTK, through the help of the clicked callback function, which actually takes only two parameters. The first one is the button and the second one is the revealer. So in this Callback, basically we are setting a revealer, we are setting a button, we are working with the button, we are getting the child of the button, we are getting the child of the revealer, and then we are setting the entry information where we grab focus on it, like I decide here. So to have focus the entry once that you click the button. And for the GTK label, we set the label of the button to have some information based on the state of the button when you click it. It is hidden or shown. And of course, we did some much more crazy stuffs, like we are setting the title, the main title, top level title of your application. We are setting it to some information through the same callback function, which is kind of weird, but it's working. Once that you understand it, is everything safe, guys. That being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.